No, it was good.
Too short.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers, Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Of course, if you don't want to order a whole box, go to Don Juan Cigar Bar. Get 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, whatever you want. Yeah, let's go. All right. Thanks to everybody who joined us on the Saints post-game stream. Saints tie the Jags 17-17. Some good, some bad. You got down big in that game, but if we're being honest, they played their starters on offense, and you didn't play your starters on defense. So, the fact that they went up and down the field on you early, not a big surprise. I thought Shuck and Rattler were kind of role reversals from last week. Last week, Rattler was uninspiring. Shuck made some nice plays, also had a terrible pick six. This game in the second half, Rattler went in there, spun it, led the game tying touchdown drive, also had a terrible interception in the red zone. Each had some really nice plays. Rattler's deep ball to Mason Tipton for 45 yards. Shuck's pass on the sideline to Trayton Welch for 28 yards. Kickers were good again, making all their kicks. I thought Danny Stutzman and Jalen Ford were really good. Ford's interception was athletic and awesome, but I told y'all in the post-game stream that I wanted to look up the PFF because I wanted to see Jalen Ford. Oh, it's not up yet. Okay. I'll wait for it to be posted. I want to see Jalen Ford's pressures in the game. Anyway, so, you continue to see some young guys develop. Thought Clyde played really well. Aside from Stutzman and Ford, thought Jonas Sanker played really well. Kendra Miller had some nice runs. He had a 13-yard run or 12-yard run negated due to holding penalty on Torricelli Simpkins III. And then the Saints traded Colin Saunders after the game. So they trade Colin Saunders. They play Jacksonville, and they trade Colin Saunders to Jacksonville. Which I like. When you look at the defensive line rotation and really what you're moving to, when you've got Devon Gottschall, you've got Nathan Shepard, you've got Brian Brzee, Colin Saunders just doesn't really fit what Brandon Staley wants to do. And so the fact that you were able to and by the way, all those other guys I just mentioned didn't play on Sunday. Saunders played almost the whole game. So anyway, maybe it was, hey, let's give you a look at the guy that you want to trade for. So they traded for center Luke Fortner. And Fortner's a guy that's been in the league since 2022, and he's played in 51 games. So he's a backup center, effectively, to Eric McCoy. So he's a guy that's your center guard. He replaces Will Clapp. Is the best way to say it. So you now have a veteran backup interior player behind Eric McCoy. So love it. You got something for Saunders, and that something was actually a player that fills a need for you this year. So I like that a lot. Okay, let's say some good morning, y'all. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Thanks for being here with us. Let's get in there. Hey, Jerry, good morning. Christian, what's going on? Devin, sorry, dude, not first. Jerry and Christian both beat you to it. Bubba, good morning. Leon, I love the race to be first, though. That's funny. I'll always want to be first. I love it. Love it. Love it. Hey, Abner, good morning. Chris, good morning. Jerry, a tie. Hey, Thomas, good morning. What we've crossed the century mark, Thomas. I've noticed that your Jinglegate posts have gotten far less emoji ridden and dramatic. That's okay. We'll just keep on climbing. Hey, Devin, good morning. We'll get updates on the scrimmage today or BK meet take. Okay, so check out Locked on LSU because I did hear back from a few folks yesterday, and I left a few tidbits in Locked on LSU. The most important thing is there were no injuries to anybody on the rotational two deep. People who were actually, there were no injuries. So that's the most significant thing from Saturday. So they came out healthy. And I think that is a huge credit to the way that they've handled camp, the acclimatizing, as Brian Kelly said, the ramp up, the job that the strength and conditioning staff, the nutrition staff, the training staff all did getting everyone ready. I mean, the soft tissue injuries virtually zero. I think Jakeem Jackson's pulled hamstring is the only one, and that was a slight pull. He was back out there on Friday. So they've been remarkably healthy, knock on wood, but that's probably the best thing to come out of the scrimmage. Brian Kelly does not meet reporters today. We got our schedule. We get 15 minutes today. So in like the first 15 minutes, so we're not going to see much today. And then tomorrow we get the full practice, and that's our last day of availability. So we'll be there today and tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and then we're out. And Brian Kelly meets reporters on Tuesday, and then we're going to talk to Austin Thomas on Thursday. Let's see. Patrick, good morning. Curious if you've talked to Sean Salisbury about our QB situation. Haven't seen heard him on AFR in quite a while. We actually had Sean on. I think it was the day I was doing my show. Was I doing my show in Houston or was I doing my show at Court to Table? I can't remember. I had Sean on one of those days. Maybe he was supposed to be on the day that I was at in Houston, and he couldn't do it. Anyway, we talked mostly about SEC and college. I can't remember if I slipped in a question about Rattler Hayden, but we will. We'll have Sean back again this year. Let's see. Mark, good morning. Jerry. Jeremy. Well done, Devin. Well done. Well done. Well done. Oh, man. There was a guy yesterday on Morning Scone, for those who missed it, who was like, man, you owe us an explanation about whiskey and wine. What's like, and I'm not the kind that's going to take kindly to strong arming. I don't know anybody anything, but so that's what Devin's joking about. Well done, sir. Well done. Tiger Poppy. Yeah, he gets it. Hey, Austin, good morning. I like the earlier start. Cool. Good. I mean, it's fine with me. As long as, 103 people watching, fine with me if y'all are good with it. Hey, Chance, I think I like Kellen Moore. And the Saints did okay the last time they hired a former Cowboys OC. That's true. Of course, Sean Payton was the Dallas Cowboys OC when they hired him. So maybe some good synergies there. I'll agree with you. I mean, I liked the hire when they made it. Theoretically, a young offensive-minded assistant. That's kind of what has dominated the copycat nature of the league right now. And things will shift, but yeah, I mean, I like the hire of Kellen Moore. I hope he does great. I mean, realistically, we all know in the NFL, coaches are hired to be fired, and most don't succeed. The Saints tend to be more patient with coaches than most organizations. And And I think there has to be a large degree of patience because it's just going to be a rough year. Dale, have you removed the cigars from that pretty box and stored them in a proper humidor yet? Dale, if you can tell, but those are two. This one and this one are both box humidors. They're very large too. You just can't tell from back here. I need to get that whole thing rearranged. But when I went to Clay Young's smoke, I used to have a box humidor that was right here. And when I went to Clay Young's event, Smoke 'em if you got them, I always go looking to, spend some money in the auction as a donation, right? I on the silent auction, there was it was this burgundy, beautiful box, and then it was cigars and a Don Juan gift card, and so I bid on the silent auction and ended up winning it. Well, in the live auction, this was a handmade. It's a very large, beautiful handmade humidor. That someone who was there at handmade, and so I won that in the live auction, and then I won the silent auction. So I ended up winning 2 humidors. So the box humidor I had over here was small. I gave that to my brother-in-law to put at his camp. Actually, do you remember the show I did, the Capitol Cottage show up in Mississippi? That's my brother-in-law, James, his wife, Lauren, is Erica's sister. They have Capitol Cottage, which is an Airbnb. It's available for rent. Great spot if y'all are interested. I think I linked it one time before. I'll link it again if you're interested. A cool little getaway that's not too far away, right? Anyway, so yeah, there it is. That's cool. There it is. I'll link it for you. If anyone wants to check it out, if you remember that show, I'll link it. Maybe a good time to plan for a football game day. Go do a game day up at Capitol Cottage, or maybe the open date weekend if you want to get away. But anyway, all that to say, yes, I've got them all. I've got all the cigars. These are, and then this is obviously the one that I had before. So, but empty, just for show. Beautiful box. Need to figure out what to do with it. Hey, Brian Wynn, good morning. Derek Roberts, Tyler is garbage 5.0. Okay. I'm not sure that I would go there. I think I would remind you that on the first series, they ran the ball on first down, went to throw it on second down, he was sacked, went to throw it on third down, and he was pressured again and threw it to Cesar Ruiz. I mean, the offensive line has got to be better, and especially for all that you have invested in it. They weren't. Hopefully getting Eric McCoy back will make you dramatically better, because they were awful yesterday.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. A Unique Physique, that's the GLP-1 meds. That's semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots. Remember, lowest prices, never any contracts. They'll ship your medicine anywhere in the country. You do the whole thing over telemed. So no matter where you're watching, if you're interested in learning more, go to uniquephysique.com. And, of course, book a session with Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. All of our sponsors, they're scrolling here on the bottom, so y'all check them out. All right, let's blow and go here. Adam Parker, Deborah, good morning. Robert, morning, Matt. First time I saw Stutzman play, he's going to be good. Stutzman's all over the ball. He's all over the field. Great instinctual player. He looks like an NFL starter. I think he will be a start. Not this year. Obviously, you've got some Mario Davis, Pete Werner, but I think Stutzman, I think you drafted a future starter in round 5. Hey, Sebastian, good morning. Also like the earlier start. Have a good day. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Chris P, good morning. Leon, hard to say what this team is with no starters playing on defense and not the whole offense in. The play looks really vanilla. Well, the play's intentionally vanilla in the preseason. Nobody's going to put any scheme out there as footage for other teams to look at. Of course, you're going to be super vanilla in the preseason. Again, the goal of the preseason is to get a better in-game look at guys who are trying to make the team. That's the goal of the preseason. You got to remember what the goal of the preseason is. So I'm less concerned with the result, and I'm more concerned with how certain guys looked. Like Isaiah Foskey played almost the whole game again. He had 3 tackles, 2 solo, but completely ineffective as a pass rusher, and he's not good enough as a run defender. He's not going to play. He's probably not going to make the team. Stutzman looked great. Jalen Ford looked great. I thought Jonas Sanker played really fast. Clyde started the third quarter, and you're looking at who's going to be that third running back after Alvin and Kendra Miller. Well, then Clyde asserted himself really well. Not only that, because of his ability to block, especially with a young quarterback and maybe a leaky offensive line. You know what I mean? That's more what I'm looking for. That's Ellen Moore. Rather a tie than a loss. David, good morning. Sylvain, this is a little down the road, but if Blake Baker gets a head coaching job, do you think Kevin Peoples follows him? Yeah, that's a little down the road. I don't know. I'm super not interested in thinking about that right now. I respect the question, but I don't know. Hey, Christian, good morning. I think a big advantage for LSU going into the season is a lot of players are very seasoned, bunch of veterans. Yes. Hey, Irfan Sayad, Gamagan. Caleb, coming down from Little Rock from a bachelor party week 1. Believe Saints win in a freezer of Redfish or my future. They got a chance to beat Arizona in the Dome week 1. Thomas, we've accomplished a century mark. The crew of Dale and the haters are irrelevant. Jingle Kate. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. But Thomas, what happens if God forbid, I forget another and we got to start the count over? Do you do it again? Hey, Brad, good morning. What do you think will happen to Oregon football when Phil Knight passes? Will the program slip? Will it be able to hold since it's been a big brand for years? I would also, I'd also mention that Phil Knight will probably leave Oregon a pile of money and an endowment that will let it continue to thrive forever. Yeah. So Austin, it'll be a press conference with Austin on Thursday, and Austin and I have been talking a bunch about getting him on the show, and I think it's just been hard to line up a time. But we'll make that happen too. But again, Austin will do media availability on Thursday with everybody at the press conference. Cody, are you picking Clemson to win because of past openers, limiting expectations, not breaking your TV in half, or do you truly feel Clemson's a better team? I mean, Cody, I've talked about this a bunch, man. I think the past openers have something to do with it, but not really everything. I mean, I think, and it's not just the past openers, it's that, last year LSU was a better team than USC, and they lost. And I think you have to look at the coaching staff's ability to get the team ready to play week 1. I mean, I think that is a legitimate question. I think more than anything, I hate the fact that this is a true road game. If this was a neutral site game, or if this is an LSU home game, I'd be picking LSU to win. Neutral game, I'd be more inclined to lean maybe LSU as well. But a true road game, and remember, Clemson leads the country in returning production. They've got 16 starters back. They have a 5th-year senior quarterback. They've got 4 starters back on their offensive line. They've got 3 guys on their defensive line that are probably going to be NFL draft picks. They've got an All-American cornerback. Like, they're a really good team, man. They're a deep receiving core. Like, that is a really talented team. And you have to go play in their place, true road game week 1. Like, even if you told me LSU had like 2 weeks of layups, like if they got to play Southeastern Louisiana Tech, then went to Clemson, I might be more inclined to pick LSU. Look, I mean, I hope I'm dead wrong, but I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like and the way I always look, I'm like, if I had to go take my entire net worth to a ticket window in Vegas and bet everything I own on the game, I am going to bet the home team with the most returning production in the country. Yeah. But I'll also tell you, I haven't done my season prediction yet. I'm leaning toward 11-1, like losing to Clemson and not losing again. I've said over and over 10-2, lost to Clemson in one of the road conference games, Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma. I don't think they lose at Vanderbilt. But the more I think about those, I don't think Ole Miss is going to be very good. Bama's always tough place to play and all that stuff. But I think Bama's a 9-3 football team this year at best. I mean, Ty Simpson at quarterback. Like, this feels like this is a year where if you're going to get them, you know, when they're going to have a first-year starter at quarterback. And the thing that hurt you last year was Milroe's ability to run, and they ain't got him anymore. And then I'm just not sold on Oklahoma. I know there's a lot of people that are. I'm not. So I may end up picking LSU to lose Clemson and then run the table. I'm kind of leaning toward that a little. We'll see. Jalen Broussard, good morning. Tiger Diver, good morning. We have made to week 0. We have made it to week 0. Robert, yeah, comments about linebackers, LOL, yesterday. Cody got a gut feeling this year's different. Haven't felt this high on LSU since 2019. James, good morning. Rex, good morning. Bradley, good morning. You mentioned intermittent fasting. Since you drink coffee black in the AM, you drink a specific brand. You owe it to us. This is we have a Keurig, so I just drink. I am not a coffee elitist. This is community coffee, just their medium roast, the little K cups. I have a coffee when I wake up after I take all my vitamins and supplements and everything with my perfect amino. I do a cup of black coffee. Usually when I get to the office, I do another cup of black coffee. That's about it. Brad, when you start whiskey and wine, do you think it would be as popular as it is now? I don't know. Certainly not. Jordy and I started it the first game of 2017 when LSU played BYU. He and T-Bob did a remote in New Orleans that day. And when he was driving back from New Orleans, he called me. He's like, hey, you want to do like a post-game live stream? I was like, because he knew I did morning scone and all this stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's how it started. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. Your band Brad's gonna vote whiskey. Brett DeGrow, good morning. I think it's safe to say that we will make final decision. Like, we have to make a decision. Like, we'll make a final decision this week, I'm sure. Read rule, more to Scone, off topic, but other than staff moves, I've heard zero about LSU basketball this offseason. Does anyone know what's up with them, or are we fast forwarding to baseball again? I think when we get to football season, nobody's really paying attention to basketball. They spent a lot of money to put together a really nice roster. It's really just a matter of, can Matt McMahon get them above 500 in the league? And if they do, they'll be a tournament team. And then, how can you build from there? Trivia, what's going on? Chris P. Tyler is not garbage. He does need work. He's not garbage. I agree with that. Hey, Leslie, good morning. The fans are ready for a terrible season when we're excited for a tied preseason game. I would say that I'm excited for a tied preseason game. But trivia, again, I've said this. I've been adamant on the record over and over and over again. I have no expectation for this season, and I'm okay with that. I've been wanting them to reset, rebuild, whatever, for the last 2 years when they signed Derek Carr. I was like, I hated the Derek Carr signing at the time. Well, they should have started their rebuild then. They prolonged it by 2 years. But when you go into a season like this, understanding your roster's not very good, you're not going to win a lot. You go into Sundays not expecting great things as far as results, but I want to see growth and development from players and building a foundation for the future. That's what I want to see. Hey, Shelly, good morning. John, who'd have from DC? Who's going to be tight end 2 week 1? Are you talking about, I guess you're talking about Saints, like after Juwan Johnson? All the word seems to be Jack Stoll, but man, in 2 preseason games, he is not really impressed. At least not to me, but he seems to be the guy that everyone thinks is going to make the roster. I'm a little late. What did the Saints get with the trade? Yeah, so the Saints added a center. So they traded Colin Saunders to Jacksonville for Luke Fortner. Luke Fortner is a center, was a 3rd-round pick back in 2022. He's played in 51 games for the Jaguars, and he's allowed just 4 sacks in those 51 games. So they basically got a replacement for Will Clapp, a backup interior guy. Okay, I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. 7:15. We got hard stop. Remember, 7:15. He'll be all right. Good to go. Clemson Media should make those shirts, print those shirts. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Good to go. Do I still have that one in here? I wonder if I still have that Dabo. There he is. He'll be out. He'll be all right. Good to go. Hang on. I'm going long now.
Questions? Walker Parks, is he? Oh, he'd be all right. He'd be all right. He'd be all right. He'd be good to go. He didn't go today. We held him today, but he'd be all right. Okay.